Welcome to the session of Remote Sensing and GIS. So basically this is the last module to discuss, and we are going to discuss today which are the official and proprietary and open source software available for this technology. And yes, we are going to see the all over overview of remote sensing and GIS, that what is going to help us in solving the real time problems. So here basically we have already discussed the softwares which we are using are ArcGIS, Map Windows, ArcInfo, Maptitudes. There are numbers of software, but yes, the practicals which I have shown is done on QGIS, which is open source software. Basically in this module we are just going to discuss about what are the softwares available in the market to do the analysis and research on our remotely sensed data and also in the vector based data. So let us first of all discuss the GIS software packages. Basically GIS includes, and it has been the software designed under the firm which is known as ISRI, right? That is the proprietary software company which is selling the GIS software, which is known as ArcGIS. Basically this software is developed by Jack Dangermond, and this is the software specially designed for working on the maps what we are showing in our GIS software, and it is specially designed to analyze the spatial data, that is the geographical data. Here you can see the very famous quotes given by the scientist, the engineer who have developed this GIS package. So you can see here the application of GIS is limited only by the imagination of those who use it. So you can make it out that GIS can solve any types of problem as and when you relate that with your own field. So basically GIS software is available for solving the geographical problems, geographical location based problems, that is spatial data, right? And we have already seen what is spatial data, why it is important to analyze, and what type of things does it provide us. Now what the GIS softwares you can see here, that is ArcInfo, ArcMap, GeoMedia, right? These are the extensions of GIS. But yes, they work individually for individual parts. If I talk about ArcInfo, it is vector based GIS software which is helpful to work especially on the vector data. Yes, GIS also helps to work on the satellite imagery data also. ArcGIS or in QGIS you can do the analysis of the satellite imagery, that is remotely sensed data. But specially these extensions to your file are provided for the vector based data. You all very well know about the vector based and the raster based data, right? Now next is ArcMap. What is ArcMap? The map which you make in GIS contains so many elements into it. That is the arrow, that is the north arrow, then you can say about the keys, the legends, what map indicates, that all is been what is made in ArcMap. You can just save that format as a ArcMap in the extension of .arcmap, and you have that ArcMap prepared into your library, right? So you can use that ArcMaps in the further requirement also for making maps. You have GeoMedia to easily introduce the location based information of your workflow. Yes, basically it is again the extension for the data which we have gathered, which is known as GeoMedia. So if you want to work on the location based data, you can also use these extensions. Basically these are the extensions of ArcGIS, that is ArcInfo, ArcMap and GeoMedia. But if I talk about the various softwares, that is QGIS, Maptitudes, that are all the softwares. But in this module, they have considered these as their softwares, right? So this is what is the extensions and softwares available. ArcGIS is a proprietary software and QGIS is the open source software which you can just download and work on it. What all functions are provided in ArcGIS are also provided in QGIS also. So basically you can work on the open source software, right? But accuracy report, assessment report are considered that are more accurate in the proprietary softwares, right? Now moving further, software related to the remote sensing and image processing. Yes, that is also a very big task to know about it. So we have basically two softwares, that is ENVI and ADAS Imagine. These both softwares are basically available for the remotely sensed data, that is the satellite imagery, and they are available in various formats. They support in Linux, Unix, Windows, etc. So these are the basic softwares and very good softwares to give the operations on our remotely sensed imagery. That is why ENVI and ArcGIS and ADAS imaging are very important. Even in ArcGIS you can perform the operations, but specially these two softwares are available for the image processing only. What is image processing, what is image classification, what is image transformation, this all we have already discussed in the previous modules, right? Now you can see here the application of ENVI and ADAS imaging. We are going to see how it is helpful to us. Basically it registers two or more images. Yes, if I want to do the layer stacking, or if I want to register two images together with the same allocation of location based, then I can do that in ENVI and ADAS. Even it identifies the regions, what region I want to work, it can identify from the image itself, and I can do the analysis on it. It prepares the DEM. What is DEM? That is digital elevation models, which we have already discussed. It calibrates the image also. If image has some misclassification or misinterpretation, it can give us that. How can it be? That is through the image classification techniques. Then we have the vegetation analysis, mineral analysis, right? We have the linear feature extractions and import and export of data for the various formats. ENVI and ADAS opens many types of data in itself, and it available for the analysis part, right? So these are the major applications of ENVI and ADAS. You can see this also in the ArcGIS, but preferably we can work this in software for the image processing. These are more accurate and give us good assessment result as we do the processing of image in the software. Now we are going to see the outline of GIS and remote sensing. So basically this is all the local action for the global vision, and this is the technology which is evolving for the Digital India project, right? Let us see first of all the remote sensing. Yes, what was that technique actually? The fundamental of remote sensing portion, the application of remote sensing portion, and yes, we have discussed a very important module about image interpretation and digital image processing. These are the things which is considered in remote sensing, especially because we are talking about the satellite image here. And you all know that this is the technique, without coming into the contact I can do the survey of that area. So I can say that this is a high-end technology for the surveying, right? This can solve many problems based on the satellite image. We can do the lots of research and analysis through this data and technology, right, which is basically a satellite technology coming up right now in this situation, and we are doing the analysis related to it, which is basically very much useful in the security and defense, right? That is the major portion of this technology which we are using, and right now we are using it for the surveying portion also. Now moving further to look about the GIS. Yes, GIS is one type of tool. Remember here, GIS is a tool which is known as Geographical Information System, which has been very much helpful and useful in the location based services. If I want to do the query, if I want to know the geographical appropriate location, if I want to do any analysis related to that geographical location, I can do with that GIS, right? You can club both the things, that is remote sensing and GIS, but remember students, here both things are very different. Remote sensing is related to the satellite technology and GIS is known as a tool. Yes, you have already discussed about it, but GIS can solve basically a vector based analysis, even it can solve the raster based. But yes, what is the difference between it? You all know that if I want to play with the raster data, that is the pixel values and intensity, I am going to do that with the help of remote sensing softwares, right? But that can be done in GIS, but more accurately and properly it can be done in remote sensing softwares. So basically GIS and remote sensing both are clubbed together. Remote sensing is the technique and GIS is the tool, right? Both are vice versa and both can be used together also. So basically it helps for the spatial data analysis also. We have seen, if I want to know about the patterns, if I want to know that what is the population density, what is the rate increasing, what is the rate decreasing in the robbery, if I want to know the water analysis, water conservation, I can solve any problem based on GIS. Even GIS is a web-based technology, right? We can solve the problems related to the day-to-day life. For the municipal corporation also it is a very useful thing right now. Even if we see for the torrent electricity power, GIS is useful. Even we can see the Adani GIS is useful. Even we can see the ONGC, in that also GIS is very useful for it. So this is a technology which is evolving in many fields, and you can do the imagination as per your world, as per your thinking, and you can apply this technology in any field, right? There has no limitation into it, what the technology evolved person and scientist has already said, which we have already discussed. So these are the overviews and outlines of what is remote sensing and GIS. This session is about only the outline, what I want to tell, and the softwares related to it. Remember the technical portion which is related to GIS, or the spatial data analysis, and what is geographical information system, and the image interpretation is for the remote sensing and what is known as digital image processing, which we have already discussed, right? So these are the technical portions. I have also tried to show you about the things which is related to the software based analysis that I have all shown in QGIS, right? So these are the softwares related to GIS and remote sensing. So exactly what is satellite technology, which we have already known about it, how is the satellite technology works, what exact accurate solutions we can get about it. If there is a change in few meter or few millimeter or in few feet, we can know about it with the satellite technology. That is what is actually remote sensing. Yes, mapping is the good technology which we can use, because mapping is the solution for the real time problems. Looking to the longer datas and excels and tables and format, people are using much more into the mapping system, because that makes their work easy. So this is the map solutions which can be provided in the many departments of local governing body, and we all know that how we can use these maps and what we can do with this map, right? So you can do any analysis sitting in one chair, and you can do the analysis related to any type of problems, because data are also available online, right? So I have just said in the first session of remote sensing and GIS that you please explore to the websites of Bhuvan, NRSC, in which data are available. Just explore the website of Bhuvan, which I have already given in the first module and even in the introduction session also. So this is the technology which is very much evolving right now, and we are finding the solution based, which is specially used by civil engineers, and we are integrating this with the many other fields. Thank you. Thank you for your for this session, and hope you know about the all outline overviews of remote sensing and GIS and the related softwares to it. Thank you.